Hi, my name is Charlie. I got a chance to visit the underground city of 𝐤𝐤𝐤, located in the Picardy region of northern France. It all began with a cryptic letter that arrived at my doorstep on a stormy night. The ink on the parchment seemed to bleed with an otherworldly energy, and the words beckoned me to a place I had never heard of before, the underground city of 𝐤𝐤𝐤. Intrigued and slightly unnerved, I decided to embark on a journey that would change the course of my life forever. As I arrived at the outskirts of 𝐤𝐤𝐤, a desolate town with an air of abandonment, the locals spoke of a hidden city beneath the surface, a labyrinth of tunnels carved into the earth centuries ago to shelter villagers from invasions. With a lantern in hand and an uneasy heart, I descended into the gaping maw of the underground, unaware of the horrors awaiting me. The tunnels stretched endlessly in every direction, their stone walls damp and cold. As I wandered deeper into the abyss, I could swear I heard faint whispers echoing around me. Unintelligible voices seemed to call out from the darkness, teasing my sanity. I tried to dismiss them as mere echoes, but the sensation of being watched persisted, like unseen eyes scrutinizing my every move. The deeper I ventured, the more the oppressive atmosphere thickened. The air became stale, and a chilling breeze whispered through the tunnels. Suddenly, spectral figures materialized before me, ghostly apparitions of villagers from a bygone era. They wandered aimlessly, their eyes hollow and expressions frozen in eternal despair. I felt an inexplicable connection to their sorrow, as if their anguish had seeped into the very walls of 𝐤𝐤𝐤. A malevolent force seemed to grow stronger with each step, an unseen entity toying with my fear. Shadows danced in the corners of my vision, and an icy hand grazed the back of my neck when I least expected it. I questioned my sanity as the line between reality and nightmare blurred. Was this underground city truly haunted, or had I succumbed to a psychological descent into madness? At the heart of 𝐤𝐤𝐤, I stumbled upon a chamber adorned with ancient symbols and cryptic writings. The air inside was heavy with an ominous energy, and an unsettling silence enveloped the space. As I deciphered the inscriptions, a sense of impending doom crept over me. It became clear that 𝐤𝐤𝐤 held secrets not meant for the living, and I had become an unwitting intruder in a realm beyond comprehension. The whispers grew louder, the shadows more menacing. Panic set in as the walls seemed to close in around me. Desperate to escape the clutches of 𝐤𝐤𝐤, I retraced my steps through the twisting tunnels. The ghosts of the past mocked my futile attempts to flee, their mournful wails echoing in the suffocating darkness. It felt as though the very earth beneath my feet conspired to keep me entwined in its sinister embrace. Emerging from the underground abyss, I gasped for breath, as if I had escaped the clutches of death itself. The cryptic letter that had led me to 𝐤𝐤𝐤 lay crumpled in my hand, a tangible reminder of the horrors I had witnessed. The haunted whispers persisted, a haunting melody that lingered in the recesses of my mind, forever etched into the fabric of my soul. To this day, I carry the weight of 𝐤𝐤𝐤 within me, a haunted autobiography written in the shadows of an underground city. The malevolent presence, the ghostly apparitions, and the cryptic chamber are indelible marks on the pages of my life, forever binding me to the secrets that lie beneath the surface of our world. It all began innocently enough. I was a history enthusiast with a passion for exploring ancient mysteries. The 𝐾𝐸𝐤𝐤 underground city in Cappadocia, Turkey, had always fascinated me. Little did I know that my journey into its depths would unravel a sinister tale that would haunt me for the rest of my life. As I descended into the cool, dimly lit tunnels of 𝐾𝐸𝐤𝐤, a sense of excitement mingled with a creeping unease. The labyrinthine passages stretched out before me like a web, each turn leading deeper into the bowels of the earth. The air was thick, carrying with it a musty scent of ancient secrets waiting to be unraveled. As I ventured further, the walls seemed to close in on me, and the air became colder. The only sounds were my footsteps echoing against the stone and the distant drip of water. It was then that I first heard the whispers, soft, indistinct murmurs that seemed to come from the very walls themselves. I brushed it off as my imagination was playing tricks on me, but the unease lingered. The whispers grew louder and more defined as I explored deeper into the underground city. It was as if the very stones held the secrets of centuries, whispering tales of forgotten lives and untold horrors. I couldn't discern the language, but the voices carried a sense of urgency and despair that sent shivers down my spine. As I delved into the heart of the underground city, I felt an unseen presence watching my every move. Shadows danced at the periphery of my vision, and cold fingers seemed to brush against my skin. I dismissed it as my overactive imagination, attributing the strange sensations to the claustrophobic environment. Yet, as I reached a particularly desolate chamber, the air turned icy, and an otherworldly chill enveloped me. A faint glow emanated from the walls, casting eerie shadows that seemed to take on a life of their own. I could no longer deny the existence of a malevolent force lurking in the depths of 𝐾𝐸. As I explored further, the tunnels revealed a series of crude chambers, each more foreboding than the last. Strangely shaped symbols adorned the walls, depicting scenes of anguish and torment. Faces contorted in fear stared back at me, their eyes pleading for release from an unseen agony. I stumbled upon a chamber in a room filled with rusted shackles hanging from the ceiling. The air felt heavy with the weight of suffering, and I could almost hear the anguished cries of those who had been imprisoned within these cold stone walls. The whispers grew louder, now echoing with the tormented voices of the past. It became clear that 𝐾𝐸 underground city had been witness to unspeakable horrors. The spirits of the long departed seemed to claw at the edges of my sanity, urging me to unearth their tragic stories. Sleep became elusive as nightmares plagued my every moment. I would wake in a cold sweat, the haunting images of the underground city etched into my mind. The line between reality and the supernatural blurred, and I questioned my sanity. Driven by an insatiable curiosity and an overwhelming sense of responsibility, I decided to confront the spirits that haunted 𝐾𝐸. Armed with a dim lantern and trembling resolve, I returned to the heart of the underground city. The air crackled with an ominous energy as I entered the desolate chamber with rusted shackles. The whispers intensified, culminating in a cacophony of anguished cries. Shadows twisted and contorted, forming grotesque figures that loomed over me. The temperature plummeted, and a malevolent force gripped my very soul. In that chilling moment, the voices coalesced into a singular narrative, a tale of oppression, torture, and an ancient evil that had claimed the underground city as its own. Long-forgotten souls cried out for justice, their stories etched into the very fabric of 𝐾𝐸. The symbols on the walls came to life, revealing a ritualistic history of dark ceremonies performed in the shadows. The malevolent force revealed itself as the vengeful spirit of a tyrant who had ruled over 𝐾𝐸 centuries ago. His thirst for power and sadistic pleasure had left an indelible mark on the underground city, trapping the souls of those who had suffered under his reign. As the revelations unfolded, I felt the weight of the past pressing down on me. The spirits sought release, and I became the unwitting conduit for their salvation. With a surge of otherworldly energy, the shackles in the chamber shattered, and the whispers began to fade. A blinding light enveloped me, and I found myself standing at the entrance of 𝐾𝐸 underground city. The air was no longer thick with despair, and the shadows had retreated into the depths. The once haunted passages now seemed peaceful, as if the spirits had finally found their long-awaited rest. Though I had escaped the clutches of 𝐾𝐸's haunted depths, the experience left an indelible mark on my soul. The memories of those tormented spirits and the malevolent force that gripped the underground city lingered in the recesses of my mind. The whispers continued to echo in the silence of my thoughts, a reminder of the ancient evil that had once ruled 𝐾𝐸. Haunted by the spectral remnants of a dark past, I carried the weight of 𝐾𝐸's secrets with me. The line between the living and the dead had blurred, leaving me forever changed by the horror that unfolded beneath the shadows of that ancient underground city.